This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV. Yes, I am.
One step more. One step more. One step more. Until you reach your goals. One step more. Save them soul. One step more. One step more. How good it is to reach the
Live for Love TV. This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV.
Welcome back to Live for Love TV, 23rd day of the 5th month of the 21st year of the 21st century. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Early morning training out here, so I thought I'd just have a few words. You know, in this early morning, it's beautiful out here this morning. As they call it in England, it's fresh. Like a bit chilly, but it's kind of fresh. Okay, sometimes we talk about some of our Christian brothers and sisters, and we say things like, well, what does Christianity actually mean? Well, for those of you who have studied it, they'll realize that Christianity actually means to be Christ-like. Doesn't mean just to pray to someone's name or to pray to someone in someone's name. Christianity originally meant to be Christ-like, as a role model, basically, for us human beings to follow. And people criticize many of our brothers and sisters and say, well, they don't seem very Christ-like to them. Well, that's neither here or there. That's maybe a topic for another conversation. But today, I'm going to talk about Emperor Haile Selassie. If you use the name Rastafari, the same must be true of you as was true of the Christian. It must be that you have to be, Emperor Haile Selassie would have to be your role model because you're using that name. You claim to be Tafari. Tafari makonenn is his name, Rastafari makonenn, which lately was crowned Emperor Haile Selassie in 1930. So you'd assume that people would use his character as a role model to get to where they get to. But recently I've heard somebody say that you can't be white and you can't be a rasta. Now that's an amazing statement for someone who knows who Tafari makonenn is. I've read as much as I could over the years. I've tried to download stuff. I've got many books. I've got his biography. I've got translations of things he's spoken in his own language. I've got so much stuff I've researched, and I know I haven't got it all. Somebody's going to have a lot more than I have. But I've never seen anything discrimination in anything he's ever said on the basis of race. Never, at any point. So for someone to suggest that you can't be a rasta, can't be white and be a rasta, is suggesting that they're talking about a different Tafari makonenn than the one we all know. No matter how they try to swing it, you cannot bring race into somebody who's standing for all men, people at any time. Yes, you can say, okay, we want it like that, but that's not how it is. That is reminiscent of what the European or the white Christians in Northern America, in the southern states, used to do when they say black people couldn't be Christians. But they weren't following Christ. They were making up their own stuff. And when you start to make up stuff like a white man can't be a rasta, why would you suggest a white man can't be a rasta? What would suggest that a white man cannot be a rasta? Even if you believe you started something in 1930, what would suggest that a white man cannot be a rasta? There is nothing in any teachings of Tafari makonenn that you can find where he ever shows racial discrimination. In fact, in the Bob Marley song War, which was a speech made to him, I believe, in 1967, it deliberately speaks against discrimination. That's what it says. It's talking about discrimination. It's talking about a color of your eye being no more significant, the color of your skin being no more significant than the color of your eyes. That's against discrimination from everybody at all angles. So you can never make discriminatory statements and say that you're following Tafari makonenn. Once you do that, you start to sound like Jim Jones to me. You start having a Christianity that's made up for you and you yourself. If you're a Pan-African, that's good. Emperor Haile Selassie is a Pan-African, no problem. If you're an African, good. If you're an Ethiopian, good. But none of those things would turn away from you actually being white and a rasta. You could still be white and a rasta as much as anybody else. And that's the same of any faith. Just like when Elijah Muhammad said, no white man could actually go to Mecca. Malcolm X found that out to be incorrect. And the man who told him that hadn't even been to Mecca at that time to even check out his sources. These are the kind of things that people say when they want to twist something to their own belief system, to make it sound like they're saying something or they speak for somebody. They don't speak for Tafari and makonenn. They speak for themselves. They do not speak for Rasta as a whole. They speak for themselves. Rasta is a liberty. And if it's a liberty, it's a way of life and a liberty. Anybody can be a Rasta. Even someone without this can be Rasta. It's a liberty. It can't be just an external thing. It must be an internal thing. And if it's an internal thing, you don't have to have this. You don't have to have this to be a Rasta, but you do have to have this. So that's a quick few words this early morning that I was thinking as I was training, and I'm going to get back to on this one as usual. Live for Love TV.
People, one step more, one step more, one step more, one step more until you reach your goals. One step more.
This is